Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. We had a clear setup of what was needed for the bulls to prove themselves today. We came real close in a couple sectors, but we failed. I'll show you what I was looking for and where we stand as we head into the big day tomorrow, the election.
Introducing the Chart Guys Swing Report, a weekly digital publication that uses technical analysis to identify long-term market opportunities. Understand the market from a swing trade perspective. Follow institutional money as it rotates from sector to sector, and make the most of the Swing Report's weekly trade opportunities, with key entry and exit levels provided. Performance is tracked and updated weekly. For more information, visit us at chartguys.com. Now, let's check out some charts.
So a couple things to update. Put out a video over the weekend about planning for the next crash. That's on our YouTube channel. And then this morning we did a live stream, public, what we do every day, and talked a little bit about the morning setup where the ideal scenario for the bulls with the higher open, start the morning strong, consolidate because anything above the low of Friday is an hourly higher low, set that higher low, and then into the second half of the day, into the close, break the high of the day, confirm the hourly trend change during regular trading hours. I don't care that futures opened higher. It definitely impacts the direction I'm looking in the morning. But as far as bulls proving it, after the most bearish week last week that we've seen since the bottom, bulls have to prove it during regular trading hours when there is significant dollar volume at play. And they didn't do that today, and we came very, very close. So SPY the daily bounce is underway because we broke the pattern of a lower high every day for the past 5 days. We know anything on this bounce under 346, just a daily lower high. And what we watch for on this bounce is, and again, this is what I do on every time frame when I'm trading, is the bounce big enough to be looking for the daily trend change, or is the bounce small enough to be favoring bearish continuation? With where we stand right now, it's going to be the election reaction that determines whether weekly support holds or whether we break weekly support. With where we stand right now, the bulls have 3% of space to work with, and obviously if they can get a little bit more green tomorrow, that would give them a little bit more cushion. If we're red tomorrow, there's going to be less cushion, but it's pretty much up to the election reaction to determine whether we have weekly equilibriums or confirmed weekly downtrends to zoom out to monthly consolidation. So here is SPY on the hourly. Let's take extended hours off just so it's clear. Here's your higher open. Here's your hourly higher low. And here's the bull move into the end of the day that just ran out of time. A little bit of an inverse head and shoulders on the hourly. Could it still follow through? Yes. But we didn't today. QQQ, weakest sector. During the live stream, we could also see very clearly that QQQ was trading inverse to XLV and XLF for most of the morning. QQQ remains weak, in my opinion, because of our earnings names like Amazon, Facebook, and Apple. All three of them have not found a bottom to our bearish earnings reaction at this point. Have to see them find a bottom if we're going to see a shift in the sector. We did double bottom at the low of Friday and bounced off that level, but we have to break 273.52 to change the hourly trend. If we do, daily trend change will still be needed to find a confident weekly higher low, but at least the bulls will have space to work with, and we're currently about 3.5% above our weekly support. IWM, why did we close at the high of the day? Again, the way that I compartmentalize these sectors in my brain, you got SPY, which is very heavy tech. You got QQQ, which is tech and consumer discretionary. You got IWM, which is less tech and more financial sector, healthcare. So financial sector, healthcare, and IWM are here, and SPY and QQQ are over here. And IWM closed at the high of the day because because XLF and QQQ, because XLF and XLV were much stronger. They were 1.8, 1.9% today green. QQQ was 0.22% green. Very big difference. Look at IWM and how much space we have to form a weekly higher low. We have about 9%. Very different than the 3% that SPY and QQQ has. XLF, this is a solid bounce. We were right on the verge of breaking support, and XLF was the weakest sector most of last week, and that has shifted. And if we look at it on the weekly perspective, high, low, lower high, and bulls trying this higher low to remain in that tightening range. And this is enough of a bounce for us to be scouting for the daily trend change to try and take place once this initial bounce tops out, because we are confident that a lower high compared to 25.41 is coming. Again, election can definitely change that, but normally we would definitely be scouting that daily lower high. So here's the hourly. Best case for the bulls: start the morning strong, consolidate for an hourly high or low, confirm the follow through. We double topped at the end of the day and had a rejection. That being said, we didn't break support, but it was a failure to break resistance at the end of the day that leaves us with a little double top at 24.42 right now. XLV did the same thing. Again, it's a solid bounce. The biggest difference here is XLV did break weekly support, but only by 0.3%, which certainly is not enough. We are looking for a daily lower high compared to 108.60, but the bounce is getting significant enough to be watching for the higher low to form once we top out. Again, an aggressive bull is scaling into weakness, playing off support. A patient bull is saying, bounce bulls, prove it to me, and if you bounce enough on the daily, I will look for the entry on the higher low, and I'll play off our most recent support level. Hourly time frame, same thing. Tried to confirm at the end of the day, failed to do so, but it is still in play for follow through tomorrow. Biotech sector, bulls bought the dip on the daily. We're keeping the weekly consolidation healthy overall. Still an uptrend there. And if we get an hourly trend change confirmed, which we haven't done, anything under the high of today is an hourly lower high. Notable bull volume and notable bull volume Friday. So let's see if that leads to a shift in momentum. But once the hourly trend changes, we zoom out and we look for anything under 118 as a daily lower high. Semiconductors, fairly weak overall. We have a double bottom down at 173.06, a little base there, but we have to get over 179.51 for the bulls to prove anything. We know that the semiconductors and the tech sector have been correlated to each other significantly over the last 6 months. SMH has consistently been stronger than QQQ, but they're very much in line. The only difference is SMH already went to a higher high and a new all-time high, still holding weekly EMA 12, still easily in an uptrend at this point, and that is the biggest difference between those two sectors. Solar sector bulls showed up today. So again, heading into the election, essentially, fundamentally, it's a win-win in the election, and we need to see a bull break of 71.36 to convincingly shift this momentum, set the weekly higher low, and potentially be a weekly bull flag. Today it was very clear that our election sectors were very bullish. Solar sector up 3% plus, but the MJ sector was on fire. Anywhere, every major name, anywhere from 5 to 13% on the day heading into that election. The VIX, healthy daily consolidation. Could this be a daily bull flag? Yes. And again, if bulls cannot change hourly trends during regular trading hours in our major sectors, we're not going to believe them. And that will keep the VIX strong as long as that remains the case. If we see further pullback, 35 and beyond, still going to look for a daily high or low, but continuation will no longer be as favored. The dollar has been bullish with a higher low every day, 7-8 days in a row. So all in all, our metals and our crypto bulls are very pleased with how they're holding up inverse to the dollar. The broader market, not so much after last week, but today, definitely solid to see a green day before any dollar weakness. Now let's see if the dollar is going to lose the 4-hour uptrend and start daily consolidation, which could potentially help the broader market bounce a little bit here and at least maintain weekly support into the result of the election. Gold, right in the middle of our range. Aggressive bulls are already playing off of 1848 support because if that holds, it's a monthly bull flag. If that level breaks, odds of a monthly bull flag will drop a bit, but that is our range and we are right in the middle of it. $38 below support or below resistance and $37 above support. Right in the middle. Silver is very similar. So silver 25.56 key resistance and 21.66 key support. Right in the middle of the range. Waiting for one of those levels to break. Miners have seen a very significant bounce. They already broke to a lower low on the weekly. The metals have not. But the size of this bounce definitely will have us looking for a daily higher low once this tops out to try and set up that daily trend change. But a very significant move off that low of 36. Have to prove it, but a great start with the size of that bounce. Oil with a very significant bounce today. Have to change the 4-hour trend bullish to be looking for follow through. This 4-hour bounce is coming off the low. So wherever we top out, we then need a higher low and higher high. Keeping in mind that we will be looking for anything under 41.90 as a daily lower high. Natural gas, a little bit toppy. Daily uptrend still intact as long as 2848 holds, but a bit cautious for the potential of a little head and shoulders here. If we confirm a 4-hour downtrend, that daily uptrend will be at risk. And that would just mean weekly consolidation. If you're bullish in natural gas, you need to already know, are you going to sit through weekly consolidation, or are you going to exit when the daily higher lows are lost? As far as my trading today, I forget what I did. I didn't do much. I'm not doing much this week. Holding gains from a solid October and waiting out the once every 4-year event. I am still holding my USMJ swings. I've taken some profit. I'm going to probably hold some of those positions through the election reaction. Other than that, I did a little NIO trading. Blue sky bull with tons of volatility. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Do good things, and we will see you tomorrow. So a little bit of history here for the end of the video. My good buddy Graham that I lived with back on the community farm, back when I started the chart, guys, he was the friend of mine that was an entrepreneur that helped push towards the creation of the chart, guys. And we also decided to go big on ETH together. It was the kind of thing where I said, I've invested in my first cryptocurrency. And at that point, I had, a half of what is now a day maker in that position. And he said, oh, really? What's that? And I gave him some information. And the next day he walks into the kitchen and goes, I'm all in ETH. And so a day after that, I said, all right, I'll go big too. And went big into ETH, fully accepting that, I could lose half my money. And it worked well. So he ended up buying a property about 35 minutes from me. He's got about 30 acres and he's in the process of transforming it into a retreat kind of place. So he's got the wood fire sauna and it's right next to a cold pond. So we just got into the sauna, got all sweaty, get out, dive into the cold pond, stay in there as long as you can, and a really fun, relaxing, nice routine.